Hey, what's going on, comic fans? Mr. Q Comics with another haul video here. I hope everyone had a fantastic free comic book day. Hope you guys got the chance to go out, hit up some local shops, get some free books, maybe partake in some of the specials I know a lot of shops run. I picked up a ton of great books that I bought between a couple of shops. Went with my kids, got some free books for them, and took part in some cool sales. I'm going to cover all of those in a different video, hopefully within the next week or so. Still kind of backlogged here with a couple collections. So this video is actually going to be a short box, a small collection I picked up, I think last month. So I don't do a lot of social media other than YouTube, a little bit on Instagram. I'm not on Facebook, but my wife happened to be looking for comics on Facebook, on the Facebook yard sale, I guess, for my birthday a couple months back. So she still was getting notifications. And some local guy had posted some ad that had one particular book that I have, but I couldn't pass up another copy of it. So I'm looking at it, and for the price he had, I'm thinking, this thing is gone. This must have been gone the minute he put this up. So I say, go ahead and message him anyways. I definitely am interested in it. So she messages him. He gets back. He'd had a lot of responses. Someone else had already kind of beat me to the punch, but he said if something didn't happen or didn't work out, he would give me a shout. But the guy was already on his way over. So I'm like, you snooze, you lose, whatever. So we're getting ready to watch America's Funniest Home Videos, a little Sunday, tradition, whatever, with the kids. And sure enough, the guy messages back, hey, if your husband's still interested and he can get over tonight, the first buyer got in a car accident on his way to buy the collection. So if he can get here, it's his. And so first off, luckily, no one was hurt in the car accident. But of course, I jump up, I run to the ATM. This guy lives like 5 minutes down the street from me, 5, maybe 10 minutes. So I get there, I'm shooting the breeze with him. The first guy was driving like 2.5, 3 hours to pick up this collection. The guy said I don't even know how many responses, dozens of responses within a very short time period. I think the posting had been up for maybe 2 hours, and I happened to be the second one to respond. Plus, we were right down the street. So he was firm on the price, but just absolute crazy circumstances that someone who beats me to the punch gets in a car accident. Again, luckily, no one got injured, but unbelievable the way things work out. So I get there. It's a short box. I took out extra money in case he had other books, but he didn't. This is like the end of his collection. He had just gotten engaged, and he was basically like, time to go. I need the money. So, and it's a really odd collection. I'm going to save the one book I bought the collection for to the very end. And I'll go over everything else. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm going to go through some of it. It's, 90s stuff. It's a lot of Image, some Marvel, some DC. All of the 90s tropes, are in this collection. And it's so weird when you get to the last book. So we'll just jump right in here. So right away, you can see where we're starting. Adventures of Superman 500 in the poly bag, which I didn't have. So kind of cool to have it, I guess. Regular dollar bin book, no big deal here. And of course, Death of Superman, Superman number 75, first print. Had it as a kid. I remember my brother probably buying this for me for like $10 for Christmas, which is hysterical considering this is, maybe a dollar book. So now I'm not going to complain about this. You guys know how much I love McFarlane, Spider-Man number 1, the black and white. So that's always great. I am always happy to add another copy to my collection. But right away, you can see where we're going here. So Spider-Man number 7, newsstand copy. I always dug this McFarlane. Awesome Ghost Rider. I think this is probably the first time McFarlane did Ghost Rider. I can't remember if issue 6 had Ghost Rider or not, but yeah, he does a great Ghost Rider. And again, I'm just picking out some of the, we'll call them the better books, which is hysterical considering I just put up X-Force number 1 in the poly bag. I think that this has the cable card. So I don't know how many copies. I think I'm probably light on copies. I probably have like 6 compared to all the other 90s collectors who probably have a lot more than that. This I was happy to get because this always seems to be expensive in stores. But X-Force number 1, the second print, the gold variant, which I had been wanting to buy it. It's always like, $10. I'm like, there's no way I'm paying $10 for an X-Force number 1. And I happened to get it for $1 like a couple days before, but that's the way it goes. So that was in here. So I was happy with that. There was some other cool stuff in this collection. So Wolverine, number 10, a newsstand copy. It's probably mid-grade. I have another copy that's a little bit better, but I think this is the first time Sabretooth is in a Wolverine series. So, and I love this Wolverine 80 series. So I'm glad that was in there. Now this series, I don't know a ton about. I see Lady Death a lot. So this is a Lady Death book. I don't even know the title. Dark Millennium, number 2 from Chaos Comics. There's a lot of weird image stuff in here, like, you know, Lady Magdalena, some oddball Liefeld titles, and the conditions all over the place. Some of his books are completely beat up. So I don't know much about it, but I know Lady Death can be pretty popular at times. I wonder why. All right. So this was really cool. I didn't have the complete set of this. I have some of them, but he had the full run of Infinity War. I've got a copy of number 1. But so some of these are beat up. Some of them are, you know, VF near mint. The guy didn't take the best care of his comics. So number 1, number 2, number 3, cool Ron Lim art. Number 4, honestly, I was never the biggest Ron Lim fan. Some of his art is pretty cool, and sometimes it's like it just doesn't do much for me. I don't know why. Obviously, he had that big Silver Surfer run building into the Infinity Gauntlet. Number 5. And he had 2 copies, odd, 2 copies of number 6. I don't know why he had 2 copies of number 6, but he did. So that's cool. Fills my run of that, and I'll have some extras to kind of put together another set at some point. And I've kind of just been pulling these out of dollar bins when I find them. Again, Infinity War seems to be one of those series I see on walls in some shops, just to me, really overpriced. I don't know why it's so pricey, but it is. So, I mean, relatively speaking, I would consider those mostly kind of dollar bin books for me. So, anyways, he also had this, which is really cool. He had a run of Spawn, so he actually had 2 copies of number 1 in pretty decent shape. I have a few copies, but I am happy to add more McFarlane and more Spawn, of course. Curious to see how this second movie works out. I saw the first one in the theaters when it first came out, and yeah, it wasn't that great. So hopefully, you know, with how advanced movies are now, hopefully it'll be a lot better. Number 2, and some of them are really beat up and some are okay, so really odd. Number 3, I don't know if the guy just wasn't storing them in bags and boards, but some of them are really scuffed up, and, you know, for modern books, it's kind of disappointing to see them kind of beat to heck. None of the newsstands are in here, but still, again, not going to complain. I bought this for the 1 book at the end, so this is all gravy. Yeah, you can see this one. It's really just filthy. I don't know how a 90s book gets in that bad of shape. It looks like it was like laying face down on the bottom of on a warehouse floor or something. 8, a copy of 9, which is cool. First appearance, Angela. I'm going to guess if the movie becomes anything, she'll be a big character at some point. 10, 11, and finally, copy of 12. So that was cool. Again, a lot of them are kind of beat up, and I have most of these, but I'm not going to complain about those being in there. So now this was kind of neat. He did have, he also had a lot of, this was a little bit surprising. I had never seen these. Well, I'm not a big DC guy, but I won't show them all. He had a big run of these Jim Lee Superman books, which I thought the art is really great. I think this is early 2000s. Has to be shortly after he left Marvel. So there's like a 12, 14 issue run. I don't know if any of them are really worth much, but still awesome Jim Lee art. So happy to have those. And then he had, for, you know, kind of, he must have hit up some cons, so he had quite a few signed books, which I don't have a lot of. In this series, I don't know anything about it. Tigress, Mike Hoffman, it's signed, it's actually personalized to him, if you can see it. He's got copy 1, and you can see, it is beat up. So this guy was getting books, it's not focusing, there we go. This guy was getting a lot of books that were beat up signed. So anyways, get Tigress 1 and 2, signed. Kind of neat art, looks painted. I'm not sure. I feel like I remember seeing ads for this in 80s and 90s books, but anyways. Very happy about this, actually. Youngblood number 1, signed by Liefeld. I would say, of all the Liefeld covers, I actually do like the Youngblood #1 cover. It's pretty cool, and I'm happy to have some Liefeld signatures here. You can see it there. And I don't think this one didn't have a COA or anything, but I looked it up, and that looks legit to me. And he told me the story about meeting him. Said he was kind of a jerk, actually, kind of full of himself, which I've kind of been hearing that and getting that impression recently. But anyways, a copy of #4, signed by Liefeld. I'm just checking, because some of these he had COAs on. I think this is Youngblood #0. Again, signed by Liefeld, no COA. And none of them are in great shape, so I don't know. He got these books signed, and they weren't in the best of shape. And he's got Bloodstrike #1. Liefeld's here, and I'm not positive who that is. I can't tell who that signature is. Maybe it is Dan Fraga, I guess. Still cool to get signed books in the collection. I really only have a couple. So now this was, who is this? Signed by artists David Ross and Tim Dizon. West Coast Avengers #102. Not bad. This one's actually got a COA. 63 of 375. This I'm really happy about. Surprised this was in there. Incredible Hulk #400, signed by Peter David. If you can make it out. Pretty cool. I don't know if this is Dave Keown art. I think it is on the Hulk. I'm not positive. Was not a big Hulk fan, but still cool. COA on it there. So that's really cool. Definitely happy to have that. I didn't read a lot of Hulk, but not going to complain about that. Jay O'Barr's The Crow #1 from Top Dollar Comics. This one was interesting. It's beat up, but signed in the back, and then must have done a personalized sketch at a con, which is kind of neat. So they did it on a backing board, which is yellowed. So I'm like, oh, that kind of stinks. So I just kind of snuck a new backing board in between. I'm not going to get rid of that, but that's pretty cool. All right, last couple before the big book. Avengers 363, cool silver embossed cover, Captain America with the Black Knight, signed by Tom Palmer, 850 out of 1,000. Again, it's so beat up. And then it's got a COA, like it's a Dynamic Forces, which I always thought came like pre-sealed. So I'm surprised it's got that many spine ticks. Kind of weird. I've gotten a couple of Dynamic Forces books in the past, and they're always pristine. So anyways, last couple I missed that I wanted to show. Another copy of Youngblood #1, not signed. And I thought that was kind of a neat Batman, Superman #8, Michael Turner sketch variant. I think there's a couple of big variants for that one. That's not one of them, though. Or maybe that's the second print. I think that was the second print. That's why. So you can kind of see, same theme, It's got all the 90s tropes, Death of Superman, Spider-Man #1, Youngblood, Spawn, there's Wildcats in there that's beat up, there's the Max in there, that whole thing. And then out of the blue, out of nowhere, the one book, Why Everyone is Responding, randomly, he has this. Fantastic Four #49, which of course is the first full Galactus, second Silver Surfer on the cover. It's in really solid shape. I wasn't sure what it was going to be like. I wasn't even going to take a chance. The whole thing was $325 with this included and all the other books, and it's it's like 130 books total. So absolutely crazy. It makes no sense. It's all 90s books, and then boom, this huge key that is easily going for more than that on its own. So just totally random. So psyched it worked out. It was just like one of those nights. Just waiting to see if the guy would reply. I'm of course nervous like the whole time. I cannot relax until I hear. And he's like, she gives me the message, and I'm like, I'm like shaking. I'm sweating. I'm running out the door. Like, oh my God, am I gonna get this? I hope nothing happens. And sure enough, I tried a little bit to talk him down in price, but it was like, it's not even worth it. This is, it was a great deal. It's probably VG plus, I would say. I have another copy that I picked up a few years back, pretty cheap. I think they're similar. So super happy to add this to the collection, a second copy. Totally random story. It was definitely one of those cool stories. Just kind of neat, with one of those fun things with collecting comics when things work out like that. So anyways, psyched to have another copy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, please like and subscribe. I'll be coming back with more. I've got a lot more big books to show off, some big hauls I've gotten. So, yeah, again, like, subscribe, and as always, guys, happy hunting.